seems to be mischievous, really. There is a room in particular in this hotel, which there seems to be either the radio playing or the TV playing until I open the door, and then there's nothing. Oh, yeah. And this has been experienced by not only me, but some other staff members as well. I'm looking for answers to frequently asked questions from our guests that I've been getting over the last 13 years. Is this place haunted?
Good evening, and welcome to John Higgins Live. I'm John Higgins, and my guest tonight is paranormal investigator Brad Monks. Now, Brad, he's Charlotte County's answer to the Ghostbusters.
I am.
Good evening, Brad.
Good evening, John.
Great. Are you by yourself?
Yeah, I'm by myself.
There's nobody there?
No, there's nobody here with me.
Okay,
no, we're good.
Ooh,
and
okay.
the other parts of the building, well, yeah.
Well, don't worry. I'm going to ask you about that before we're through. Okay, awful good to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's kind of spooky.
Well, to some.
You know. Okay, Brad, first thing I have to ask you, how in the world did you become a paranormal investigator? How and why, Brad? Why?
Well, a person doesn't do this as a career or a passion or anything they like. You know, I grew up with this stuff, and, you know, at home when I was young, I seen things, I heard things. When I went to Prize Island, you know, they always talked about the ghost on Prize Island that used to live in that big house over there, and they tore it down. Yeah, I seen him. It's a little boy over there. But yeah, it always bugged me when I was younger. Always seen the ghost, always heard of the ghost. And as I got older, it always played in the back of my mind, was it really something I seen, or was it just my imagination?
Yeah.
So as technology got better and things improved in camera-wise, I started investigating it and wanted to try to get that answer, do ghosts exist?
Okay, so what we just saw this clip here now. That's at the Kennedy Inn?
Kennedy Inn.
Kennedy Inn.
We did that for World Ghost Hunt Day, September 28th.
Okay. So, I mean, there's something going on there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That place is busy spiritually. It's a busy little spot. It takes a lot of, within the history of the place. Mo is right. He is right. You do feel stuff when you walk into that place.
Do guests feel stuff when they walk into the place?
If they're sensitive to it, yes.
How long does it take to check out?
Not very long. You'll know.
For some of them, I guess.
If you ever walk into a place and you get the feeling that someone's standing behind you looking at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, chances are there is. You just don't see them.
That's reassuring.
Or you
So
ever
you get that
the hair
funny
stand up on the back of your neck, or the hair stands
So
up
there's
on
somebody
your arm.
standing behind you.
There's something around you. Yes.
That's nice.
To me it is. It lets me know that they're around me, that,
Okay,
you know.
Okay. So I'm going to give you our phone numbers. If you think, for heaven's sakes, that you're sitting on the couch and you think there's somebody else sitting there beside you and you can't see them, there probably is.
Give us a call.
The number's 529-8826. All right? If you're out of the area code, it's 506-529-8826. Or if you happen to be in Transylvania, it's 855-529-8826. Okay, Brad, so somebody calls you and says, Brad, you better get over here? How does that work? How do you?
Yeah and no. I run a team still in Saskatchewan. I've been up in Saskatchewan now for 12 years. I just moved back home here in June.
You said a team?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I still have the team runs out there. It's called SAM Paranormal.
Yeah.
It's called capital S, capital A, capital M Paranormal.
Yeah.
They still operate out there. Some of my members are in Manitoba, some are in Saskatchewan. And they still operate and run things out there for me. And I keep in constant contact with them.
Right.
When we were out there, we done sanatoriums, we done old hospitals, we done opera houses, town halls, old jails, old prisons, brick plants, national parks.
And what you find?
Lots of ghosts. Lots of ghosts. But when everybody thinks of a ghost, they think of somebody standing there. No, it's not like that.
What is it?
It's apparition is something you're going to see through. It's not necessarily going to actually see you standing there as a live person. You're going to see through the thing. It's going to maybe an outline of a figure.
You've seen them?
Oh yes. Oh yes. I've seen shadow people, and when they move, they'll move in the snap of your finger. Or you could be walking somewhere and you see something out of your peripheral vision, and you thought you might have seen something. Chances are you did. That's how quick they'll go. And, you know, they could be a shadow figure. I have a system called a grid light, and what it does is at nighttime in a dark room, I'll shine this thing on a wall, and it puts a lot of green dots all over the walls. And a lot of times, if anything breaks between that grid and the wall, it will show the outline of the figure on the wall. And we've gotten that. Show actually
Somebody standing there. Something
you
standing
turn
there.
lights on, there's nobody there. Turn lights back off, and there's the figure standing there.
Okay, so that's another thing I was going to ask you. When you do your ghost hunt, when you do your paranormal investigating, can I call it ghost hunting? When you do that, when you're called to a place, okay? Why don't you go in the middle of the afternoon when it's light and bright and you can see, you know, why do you always have to do this at night when it's scary?
You can.
Oh, you can?
That Kennedy Inn, for example,
Yeah.
is just as busy in the day as what it is at night.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah. Yeah.
Mo talked about it, about the alarm clock going off or the TV going off. And he
that-
walks in the room and
Okay.
a snap of a finger, shut off.
Right. Okay, so you went and you investigated that. Okay,
Yes.
what's going on? What did you find? What's happening?
It's old spirits here. It's a lot of do with the history of that building. It might have been people that might have came and stayed. We caught one EVP out of there.
What's an EV? What's that?
It's an electronic voice phenomenon. It's what it is, and we catch it on our recorders, and when we play it back, it's a voice that we didn't hear at the time.
Okay.
And when we played it back, we caught an old lady's voice saying, "Meet me at the fort."
I'd have ran out of there in a second.
Where's the fort at in St. Andrews?
Well, there isn't. Oh, there is.
The old fort.
Did you
So
go?
that's dating back a lot of years when you hear that.
Okay.
right?
So I mean, you didn't grab a cab and go meet her at the fort.
No, I didn't go grab and go meet her at the fort.
okay, yeah,
But
okay.
we caught this in the afternoon.
Right.
It was around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon when we caught this.
Yeah.
The crew was there filming. It wasn't probably 20 minutes after they left. We had a light bulb thrown at us.
What?
Upstairs.
Thrown at you.
Thrown at us. It come from somewheres and it went and smashed on the floor. It scared all of us. It made it all of us jump because we weren't expecting it. Because it was kind of quiet up there. We were sitting there with the recorder, myself and Jane, one of my team members, and we were just all up there. Terry, Jeannie, Mark, we were all there, and we were just doing an EVP, just trying to get these voices on the recorder, and we're being quiet.
Yeah.
And we could hear a voice with our own ears down off in the corner. It was a female voice. It wasn't loud enough that you could make out what it was saying, but it was loud enough that we could hear it. So when I played it back on that recorder, I heard it, and it was a lady's voice said, "Meet me at the fort."
Did you have to go to paranormal school for this?
There's no such thing as
There's no
paranormal
such thing
school.
as
No. My friend Jack Kenna there, he runs for Discovery Channel out of New York. He's putting together a little course because paranormal is popping up like crazy in the United States. So everybody that comes out thinks there's ghost hunters. Well, it's dangerous doing this.
You think?
It is. It is dangerous. And
Well,
you
yeah,
have
you-
to
I mean-
protect yourself and your team.
Yeah.
And when people go in there, you know, you hear tell of it, you know, a paranormal investigator died because he fell down an elevator shaft of a building. It happened at
He fell or was thrown?
No, he fell. He tripped and he fell, and they found him next morning in the bottom of the shaft. He was dead.
Wow.
So
wow,
it's
wow.
it's a lot of things. There's a lot of hazards within the building and the properties, minus what hazards you can expect spirits.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You don't want to go somewhere.
Here you go again. You're doing
an
this
old
in the dark.
asylum and bring something home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you got to deal with it.
Exactly. Exactly.
But the Kennedy Inn, yeah, it's on it.
There's no doubt about
It's
it.
on it.
Okay, so there are some other buildings here in St. Andrews that are supposedly, and I'm not doubting you. Please don't get me wrong, okay?
Come with me.
No.
Come on, John.
No, I certainly won't come with you. A lot of people, they just run. I'm one of them. We run from this. You go looking for it. Okay. So there's other places here in St. Andrews. The Algonquin, is that true? Is that haunted?
There's rumors of it being haunted. They do like a little tour up there at nighttime.
Yeah.
I won't come out and say it's haunted.
Have you ever been called in there? Have you been called in there?
No.
No, okay. Yeah, okay.
No, I haven't been called in.
Okay.
I love to go in there. I love to go in and check it out.
Yeah.
And, but just for myself and my team members to say it's haunted, I would say I believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
So, let us come up there, we'll go check it out, and let me collect the evidence, then I can tell you whether it's haunted or not.
Yeah, the evidence.
Some places might have paranormal activity, but it's not necessarily haunted. We just, you get the odd goosebumps or the odd feeling. That, to me, is not being haunted.
What is it?
That's just paranormal activity. You just have activity within your location.
Yeah, but what's that activity? Is that?
That's that feeling of
Behind
somebody
you.
watching you while you're washing dishes at the sink.
Yeah.
Or, the hair stands up, or, you're laying in bed and you feel like, somebody's standing over your bed watching you.
Well, okay, what about that? Now, I checked this paranormal activity out here, okay, for a little bit.
Okay.
Until I thought, this is too spooky for me. There's somebody looking down over a bed and stuff like that. That happens.
Yes, it happens.
That happens.
That
yeah.
happens.
If you're laying in bed, some of these people wake up and there's this activity.
But, it could be a loved one that's looking over you.
Well, these guys didn't look
It
like
could
loved
be a
ones.
family, but if it's something that you're not feeling right about, then
Yeah.
chances are, no, they shouldn't be there. And that's something that can be taken care of. It's easy. But some people just rather shed and let it go off. After tonight, I got to go to Blacks Harbor and see about a location there that's going in Blacks Harbor.
A ghost?
Yeah, it's a case.
So somebody called you?
Yeah.
Hey, Brad, come on down.
Yeah, they called. Actually, he stopped by my house tonight, and I gave him some equipment, and they're going to let that equipment run all night long, and then I'm going to review it and see what's there. But
So will you go there tonight?
I'll probably take a run down there afterwards.
But you won't take your team or anybody like that?
No, I'll probably just go down myself and just check it out because there is kids involved with it.
Now, this is the scary part. This is what I don't like, okay? So there's kids involved in this.
Yes, the little girl.
And they feel in the house that
Yeah.
there's something in here.
Oh, well, she swears up and down. She sees a man floating over top of her laying in bed. She's 14
That's
years
what
old.
I just said.
Yep. And
That's
they're
scary.
hearing door knocking. They see door knock open. They see shadows. They hear footsteps. And
They're going to stay in that house tonight?
yeah. What choice do they have? Where are they going to go?
Whatever. Go sleep in the car.
Yeah, but yeah, they're there tonight. I give them a camera, I give them some equipment. They got a REM pod, they have a K2 meter, they got a recorder, and he came to my house tonight and picked it up, and they're going to take it down. But I think a lot of it, what's starting with it, is a Ouija board.
What about a Ouija? What you say? I'm sorry.
A Ouija board.
Get rid of
Remember
that.
the old Ouija boards?
Oh, I
with the
do.
letters?
Those
Remember them?
things are dangerous if you watch any movies.
Yeah.
Those things are dangerous.
They're very dangerous. They're not a toy. A lot of people laugh and joke at them, and it's the time of year. It's approaching. Halloween's coming up. People will get these things, and you see them. They sell them at the Halloween store, and every
That's
time I
crazy.
see one of these things, I just cringe. It's like,
I bet you do.
Where will I go next
Yeah.
to clean this thing out? I've seen what these things can do over the years. And
Yeah.
It's been 12 years of it.
Wow.
And it's
wow.
I seen it rip families apart. I seen it just about kill kids.
Yeah.
I witnessed it all. And skeptics out there will say there's no such thing as ghosts, or you know what, come with me for a night.
No
and
way.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, no, you're on your own, bud.
I had members on a tour we did in Manitoba, members of the Hells Angels came along with us.
Really?
They left.
The Hells Angels guys
They left.
What's that?
They ran out there.
What's that tell you,
screwing
Brad?
it. What does that tell you? Exactly. It's there. It exists. Whether you choose to believe it or not, I'm not going to try to convince you and try to make you believe it.
No,
But
If
you're
that's fine.
the slightest bit sensitive,
Yeah,
you will sense it.
yeah. 529-8826. If you got a ghost story, for heaven's sakes, call us because we want to hear about it. If you're out of the local area, 506-529-8826. And then again, if you're in Brazil, give us a call, 855-529-8826. All right, we're going to go for a real quick break.
Okay.
Okay? You're watching John Higgins Live. I'm going to be back with this guy right after this break. Thank you.
Ghost.
Now, often we open the door and the radio is still going and we just simply turn it off. And then there'd be nobody in that room for, well, during the wintertime for days or weeks at a time. And then on any given day, the radio's on again. So we have to go in there and turn it off, or we open the door and it turns itself off. So that's kind of weird.
Is there any children in here that like to play pranks on the maintenance crew?
Those are details.
Are you a male?
You know the gentleman that runs the place here? His name is Mo.
Are you old or young?
Welcome back. John Higgins Live. And I'm John Higgins, and I'm scared right to death. Did you hear? You just heard that?
Yeah, I did. I was there when I heard
You were
it.
there. Yeah.
And for the ones that couldn't make out what it was saying, what it was said on that spirit box, and that's what that is, the little device with the blue speaker on it, it's a spirit box. You'll see it on Ghost Adventures, Paranormal Survivor, Haunted Case Files. You'll see it on those type of shows. It's a pretty popular device. What it said there is, "Hi, Mo."
I heard that. I could hear that.
Yeah, that's the dead.
That's the dead?
That's the dead speaking.
Are they busy there? They get a lot of people.
I'll go back there anytime. I'll sleep there. I'll get
yeah,
a room.
you would.
Come with me.
No, I'm not crying, Lord. I'm not even going to go walk out by the car with you. Okay, so, man, oh man, oh man. You were just saying a few moments ago about there was a little girl with a noose.
Yeah, it was a case we did in up in Saskatoon, in Saskatchewan. We turned around and we got called. We did a meet and greet at this hotel and showing our equipment and talking to people and doing some educational stuff. He turned around and came up and approached us, and he's desperate. And I'm like, well, what's going on? He said, I really need to speak to you. And his name was Trent. So anyway, he took him off the side, and I spoke to him, and I was like, what's going on? And he said, you need to come to my house, and you need to come to it now. And I was like, why? He said, I think my house is haunted, or something there's trying to kill us. I was like, what do you mean? Do you have somebody breaking into your house? So, make a long story short, we went up, did a preliminary investigation. We went up and I checked it out. And before I bring the whole team in, I go up and I talk to them. And I have a 6-page questionnaire. There's 50 questions on there, and they have to answer every one of them. And there's whether it's drug use, is there mental health issues within the home. It's like tons of questions like this. Are they on any medications that can make them hallucinate? How long's the activity been going on? How long they've been in the house? How old is the house? What's the history in the house? What's the time frame this activity's been happening? What were you doing before the activity happened? What did you do after the activity happened? What was the activity on the house? And I was shocked when I got the answer to that.
What was the answer?
The answer to that, the husband was getting Trent. He was getting held down, and I seen the bruises on his arms here and here, like somebody forcefully holding him down in bed, and you could cover this black mass. It was smoky. He said it was right above him, right almost face to face. His wife was laying beside him in bed. He's screaming, hollering. She doesn't hear a thing. She's laying there dead, sound asleep. So I figured, maybe he's, sleepwalking or some kind of sleep apnea type of thing. We had that checked out medically by a professional. Nothing. He's mentally sound. The family's mentally sound. Things were going good, but the house wasn't. The house come back. We did some history on the house, and the house was owned by a priest. This priest back in the 1930s and 40s was acting as a missionary type of guy. He'd bring guys in from the Second World War with mustard gas poisoning, nearly on death's bed. He knew it, so he was coming in and he was doing surgeries and stuff that wasn't legal on him. and he was burying the bodies out back of the house. People
Lord,
never knew what's
love
going
it.
on. So this type of thing, and we took ground penetrating radar actually to the house, and we did find graves.
Really?
That's how factual that story was. And so I went to the house, and when I walked into the house, I felt very uneasy. I felt like I shouldn't be there.
I've seen that. I've seen
just-
people, yeah,
yeah.
they go in and the first thing they go, ooh, there's
Yeah.
something wrong.
Yeah.
Do you get that feeling?
It's just like hitting a wall of energy.
Yeah.
It's just like you walk in there, and it's just the hair automatically goes up, and you can tell whether it's a good home or a bad home. When you get a bad home, every part of you feels like you just get your instincts about you that you should not be there. And that's what it was. We had the instinct we should not be there. And when I heard that voice in my ears saying, "Get out," and I heard it clear as day, and there was nobody in that room with me, and I heard it, "Get out."
Did you get out?
I turned around, I got out.
I don't blame you. Yeah.
I got out, but in the back of my mind, I was thinking, I'll be back. But when I come back, I'm going to be ready for you.
What are you going to do?
So what I did is I contacted a good friend of mine. She runs on Discovery Channel, Michelle DeRoche.
I think I've heard. Have I heard that
Yeah,
name?
she runs a TV show called Paranormal Survivor, and she works with Jack Hanna as well, a haunted case file out of New York. They both run TV shows. And I also talked with Ghost Adventures off the Discovery Channel with Zach Baggins, them guys. I talked with Patty Negri. So I got them all together as a group and talked to them about this whole case. And we all worked together and come to the conclusion that's what needed to be done. But as I was doing this, activity at the house was getting worse and worse. Things are going on. The husband and wife would leave. They went out of town, went bowling for the night in Saskatoon.
I'd have gone bowling in England or something.
They had a great time. They got along. They didn't fight. They didn't argue. They went along great. Then they turn around and they get home and they're at one another's. So the babysitter left. The husband asked, "Where's the girls?" They're upstairs. So he goes upstairs and checks on the girls. She walks into the youngest room, hears them both sitting on the bed. The youngest one made a perfectly wrapped noose and put it around the neck of the 6-year-old. This girl that made the noose is 4 years old. Tell me what.
And you physically saw the noose?
I saw the noose. And I can't believe how a 4-year-old little girl can make a perfect noose. But she made it.
Oh my!
She had it around the neck of the 6-year-old when they got home. She wouldn't go in her closet. She wouldn't play in a room. She said the raw lives there.
The wall?
The raw. She
Raw.
called it the raw, R-A-W.
Okay.
That's, That's what she called it,
Yeah.
the raw.
Yeah.
And it literally grabbed her by the foot at one night out of bed, and it dragged her out of bed and into the hallway. It's something that you would see on TV or something you see on the movies or whatever. That is one of the most extreme cases that we ever done. And when we went to that house, before we got there, this stuff was happening. It knew we were coming. Spirit world knows everything. Spirit world will know your deepest, darkest secrets. It will know everything about you. And
Bill, you're not making me feel any better about
it will
this
come
stuff.
at you. If it wants to come at you, it will come at you.
Do you ever meet a friendly ghost that says, "Come on in and have a beer"?
Oh yeah, I met friendly ghosts. Lots of friendly ghosts.
Okay.
I met ghosts that want to talk to you, but there are some negative ones out there. And this was a very negative one, and this affected their family. So, long story short, we went in and we cleaned it up. We took holy water, we went in, we blessed the house, we said the Lord's Prayer, we said the Arch of St. Michael's Prayer, we did the Aboriginal healing of the home and the land, and we crystallized the house. And, you know, they now just had, I think it was last year, they had another child. Things are going good, the kids are doing good, they're having a great time, the family's never been better. Ever since we left.
What's the difference between a ghost and a person being possessed, floating up out of bed and throwing up pea
That is
soup?
possession.
That's possession.
Now
you don't
you're-
get into that.
We do.
You get into that?
We get into that. You get into possession and demonology. But when it comes
now you're getting deep.
when we
into-
come into that stuff, normally I bring the Catholic Church in for that.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
and I keep them on speed dial on my phone. We keep a hold of the Catholic Church out in Saskatchewan. I have a priest out there that I work with. I do have friends that are priests on Facebook and stuff that, if I can have a problem, I can snap finger, I can give them a call and have it rectified. I keep holy water, which has been blessed by an archbishop.
You keep that with you all the time?
I keep it with me. I keep a set of rosary. I seen, rosary beads float right off a person's neck and pulled and snapped.
Okay.
Yeah, it's those cases are rare,
Thank goodness.
but they do happen. They are out there. But when you go out as a paranormal investigator and you think, you know what, I'm just going to buy a spirit box and I'm going to buy a K2 meter and I'm going to go out and look for ghosts. Bad idea.
Yes.
Bad idea.
Hold that thought. Robert from St. Stephen. Robert, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, John.
Hi, Robert.
Enjoy your program.
Thank you very much.
I've heard that there are good ghosts and bad ghosts.
Right.
So my question is, ghosts are just really unsettled spirits, so to speak. So if a person had encountered a ghost in their house and it was active, come bedtime, could a person communicate with the ghost and say, look, we're going to bed now. We just need you to settle down for the evening.
Yes. Oh, by all means. It depends on, what you call a good ghost and bad ghost. When you start disrupting your life and disrupting the way life is at home or disrupting your children, that's not a good ghost. A good ghost is going to hang around and make sure, everything's all right, that, make sure you don't forget your keys. The tap's running, it's going to go shut your taps off.
It'll shut the taps off.
It will shut your taps off. It's a good ghost. It could be a family member. It could be a grandmother, a grandfather, a great-grandmother,
That has passed
a grandfather
away.
that passed away.
Okay.
A sign of that, if you find nickels or if you find dimes,
Yeah.
Butterflies flying around you is another
Yeah.
sign.
Yeah.
So anything like that. But yeah, it all depends within the situation. But I mean, if you don't feel that you're being harassed, if you don't feel that there's a negative type of thing, chances are it's just a friendly ghost that's just kind of keeping an eye on you and your surroundings.
Okay. So when you die, right? Why? You either go to heaven or you go to hell or you go somewhere. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. These guys haven't gone anywhere.
No.
No. Why? What are they hanging around for? What's the matter?
Unfinished business.
Unfinished business.
Unfinished business, or they're just not ready to go yet. When we cross people over, we always tell them, go to the light, go toward that bright light. That will take you over. Then once they get to that light, then they'll face their judgment. But some people weren't always felt that they were the best in life. Not everybody was perfect growing up. Everybody did whether
Yeah.
right or wrong
Yeah,
as
yeah.
growing up,
Yeah.
as all humans beings do.
Yeah.
But some do not feel that they want to go there because maybe they felt like they haven't been good all their life. So, you take a murderer or a serial killer or something like that, you think he's going to go into heaven. He knows what judgment he's going to face.
Yeah,
So he's going to avoid going there, right?
Okay.
So he's going to stay back. But,
How the heck
is there
are
a heaven
people?
and a hell? Yeah, there's a heaven and a hell. I do firmly believe that.
Yeah, yeah.
My family grew up Pentecostal in Back Bay, right? My grandmother was a choir cook. She was a heavy in the church.
Yeah.
She loved her Lord. My faith is in the Pentecostal as well. I believe in God, and there's a heaven and there's a hell. He made us all.
Yeah.
But there's also, the unknown. So, I work with a fellow on the boat who works with me. He's a pure Pentecostal. And he's like, you shouldn't be doing that. It's all the devil's work. It's like, no. You know what?
He's saying it's the devil's work. What
He's
you're
saying
doing.
the devil work. But you know what? If I'm helping you out,
Yeah. You're right. I'm going to call you. If you can
Right.
get rid of that.
if I can get rid of it,
Yeah.
even the Catholic Church believes in demons and
Yeah.
possessions and poltergeists
Yeah, well,
and stuff
yeah,
like that,
that's the
right?
priest they call in to
And
get
they
rid of-
actually
yeah.
even they're starting to give back courses
Really?
on demonology and possessions and stuff where you can go in and do an exorcism.
Something just clicked down by my foot. What's that, Brad? No, it's okay.
That's you moving your feet.
Okay. We're going to go for a break.
Let's go.
I got to collect my thoughts.
You got stuff to think about, haven't you? You won't sleep at night.
John Higgins live. Okay, we're going to be back in a couple of minutes. See you then.
We've had people who are sensitive to paranormal come, and there's certain areas of the hotel where they just freeze right up.
My anxiety level is, whew, feel a tightness in my chest.
Any spirit people, astral beings, can you please come forward? Speak in this device here, this white one with the red light on it. You can come close to it and speak into it, won't harm you, but we can play it back and hear you. Just here to talk to you. Get your story. Whoa!
I heard that over here.
Yeah.
I didn't hear what it said, but I heard something.
That's why I was like, but it came from down there.
Okay, welcome back. John Higgins live.
Hopefully that's clipped in scare you too bad.
The three of us are sitting here. I'm kidding you. There's only two, I hope.
Yeah,
Okay. You just said the poltergeist movies and all that. That's a little exaggerated, did you
that's
say?
a little exaggerating,
Okay,
yes.
yep.
You know, it's the movies, right?
Yes.
No. It's poltergeist, it's, you know, that glass went flying across the room, that's poltergeist activity. This chair
But
goes,
that can happen.
it can happen.
Well, you had a light bulb thrown at you.
I seen a teacup go. I had a light bulb thrown at me in the attic in the Kennedy Inn. I had clay bank brick plant. I had a brick thrown at us. A brick.
What do you
That's
say?
heavy.
What do you say when you're leaving the house? Hi, honey, I'm going to work. I'm
Yeah.
going to just have the living daylight scared out of me. I'll be home. Do you
Yeah.
sleep at night?
I sleep good. I sleep real good. It doesn't. I get a case though, a residential case that involves children,
That would be bad.
then I lose some sleep.
I bet you do.
Then I lose some sleep because I'm in the back of my mind is what's happening there now.
When you're not
Is,
there.
You know, when I'm not there, because when I'm there, I know what's going on. I can help a little bit, right? Or if not, get rid of it altogether. But when I'm not there, what's happening? Are the kids getting dragged? Are they getting scratched? Is this thing hovering above them? Are they scaring the living daylights out of them? You don't know, right? But my phone is always on. It's on 24 hours a day, and if you need me, I'm there. I don't care, day or night, I'll
Really?
be there.
Yes, God love you. We just had a caller, and they wanted me to ask you about forerunners. Does that ring a bell to you?
Forerunners, yep. I heard that my grandmother and my mother always talked about forerunners. And
What
do
in
I
the
believe
world
in
is
forerunners?
What's forerunners?
It's a kind of spiritual thing that happens. They talked about, my grandmother always talked about forerunners. She said, we were sitting in I'll give you an example. We were sitting in the house one night, and around, this is going on like 11, 12 o'clock at night, and all of a sudden you hear the knock on the door.
On the door.
On the door.
Yeah.
My mother, she would never open the door and say, come in. She would turn the outside light on. She would look out the window first and see if anybody's out there.
Okay.
If there's never anybody out there, she would never open that door. That was a forerunner. Now, if somebody's standing there, she would open the door, of course, say, come on, do you want a cup of tea?
Right.
When I was younger, and I believe all of us were when we were younger, we hear a knock at the door, and Mom would always say, don't you dare open that door. You look first, see if anybody's out there. That's probably one of them forerunners. It's the same thing as a Tommy knocker at a mine. You probably heard tell of Tommy knockers.
No.
What it is it's a spirit warning the miners of a chance of an avalanche or an explosion within the mine. So they hear these knocking within the mine, they let the miners know to get out. And it was just warning. All it is just a spirit. It's all it is.
Why the name forerunners? They're going to do this. You're going to run.
It's just a term that they give it.
Okay.
It's a term between forerunners or Tommy knocker or
But
ghost.
is it a
or
spirit?
whatever.
Is it a
It's
ghost?
just
Is
a
it-
spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But some link it to, a sign of death. here within a knock on the door, and next morning you hear, oh, somebody passed away. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. It's just a spirit letting you know. That's all it is.
Doug, can we turn more lights on in here? You're scared of the living. Okay.
I have to walk out with you.
Okay. Once you go to the house,
Yep.
and yes, there's something here, and no, it's not nice. All right. So you're going to get rid of it, am I right? I hope.
Yes, we're going to get rid of it. Well, what we're first do is...
And you have a team. I see you have a team.
Yeah, I run Canadian Paranormal Expeditions. It's a local team here. And plus I run Sam Paranormal out in Saskatchewan. There's 2 teams. That's out west, we're down here. And what we'll do, if you called me, for example, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you what's going on in the house, what changes, have you done anything, have you ever used a Ouija board? Have you ever done a seance? Have you ever done pentagrams or anything like this? Have you changed your meds? It could be psychological issues or mental health issues or whatever it could be. It could be, maybe on the wrong drugs and making you hallucinate or something, right? You never know.
Seeing a deer out a window or something when you're on the 2nd floor.
Yeah.
Heavy drugs.
Deers don't fly.
No, I tried to explain that.
Do cross the sidewalk down here where you have to stop for them. But yeah, we're going to ask you. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions, and I'm going to come meet with you.
Okay.
And you're going to be this questionnaire. I'm going to make you fill out. Then there's going to be a bunch of other paperwork. It's going to be permission slips and information collection and forms. You're going to have to sign all these. There's going to be a lot of documents you're going to have to sign before that. Then once I'm there, I'm going to take a little bit of equipment and we're going to do a walk around. We're going to check for our EMF fields, high electromagnetic fields. High EMF fields could be linked to a bad ground in your fields panel. Microwave will give high EMF fields. High EMF can make you sick, this stuff, actually. It will give you the feeling of somebody behind you. It can make the hair stand up on the back of your neck. It can make you actually vomit sick type.
Really?
EMF fields, yeah, it's very dangerous stuff. You ever you just read on Facebook or whatever, and they talk about, the governments are trying to make this EMF field pumps or device or whatever, and that's why, right? Or they knock the power out due to an EMF fields. That's what it is. So that's what we measure with these devices. Then I'm going to set up, my ghost sensors, which measure static electricity. I'm going to check for temperature changes, barometer changes, barometric pressures. We're going to I measure everything within a room and a home. And we're going to see if any fluctuations within that, and if there is, then what's causing that fluctuation. If I can't come up with an answer what's causing it, then that kind of leans to the paranormal side. If I can't come with an answer to it, 99% of it I can say, yeah, it's this, but it's that 1% where
you don't know what it is.
Really? So it's paranormal. We classify it in that. We have to. When we bring our mediums in, our mediums can, say to you, John Doe was standing right in front of us. But to our viewers and stuff at home, that doesn't mean nothing. But if I can prove that John Doe's in front of us by a shadow figure or an apparition or the equipment going off or a voice, then it gives validity of what we're doing, right? It's all back up your evidence with something.
Have you ever been asked to help solve a crime or anything?
No, we've done out in Saskatchewan now. I haven't done one here yet, but in Saskatchewan we've done missing person cases.
Oh, okay.
For the RCMP.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we've done some out there.
So are you a medium?
I'm a sensitive, not a medium. Medium's totally different ballgame. A medium can actually almost see a person there. They can pick up the names or
where
whatever.
I couldn't.
Where you can't. I'm a sensitive where I can sense pretty much everybody's feelings in the room, like his skepticism and your skepticism. But
I'm not. Am I? You got me scared.
You got some kind of skeptic.
I'm not skeptic. This is called scared.
Yeah, you're not. You're
what do you think of Halloween?
You're fine. What I think of it?
Yeah,
Halloween's fun.
I never ever liked Halloween. You got me now, so that I really.
Halloween's fun.
Can there be ghosts or aspirations?
Apparitions?
Apparitions? Can they be in apartment buildings too?
They can be anywhere.
I don't want to hear that. But
They can be anywhere.
Really?
Yeah. And it doesn't have to
Whoa.
be dark to see them. It could be daylight to see them. It can be any time of day or night. So
That's
when
good.
they want to present themselves to them.
I'm not
If they want to show themselves to you, they will. But if they don't, they're not going on. If they can sense the way you feel. If they think that, you know what, they're going to show themselves and you're going to run scared and maybe hurt yourself, they're not going to do it.
They're not going to hurt you. They're not going to. They're not
No.
going to do anything.
No. No.
Yeah.
Chances are most people, I'm going to say probably 90% of the people have at least a family member with them. Somebody that's a guardian angel that's watching over you.
All the
Keep
time.
an eye on you. All the time.
All the time.
All the time. Yeah. Hey, you had people cared and loved about you. You don't. They're not going to leave you alone. They're going to be around.
Really? That's
Yep.
amazing. That's amazing. Norm, have we got time for another clip, Norm? Okay. Let's just show another clip here.
People who are more sensitive tell me that they've sensed something. So I guess now we'll find out for sure.
Hello? Who's up here? You. You hear that? Can you say your name again? I heard you once over here. Did it sound like Kathy or something? Huh? Another one? Do you want us to leave the attic?
John Higgins Live with Brad Monks. Why would I be a skeptic after watching that? What's that thing you got there?
That little blue speaker with the box underneath it, it's called a spirit box. What that does is generate white noise. And all that is allows for the dead to speak to you. If they want to communicate, they can use that white noise frequency to speak with you. And what you heard with the last EVP, or with the last voice on there from the Kennedy Inn, was "Get Out." And
Right. They said get out.
and we heard the name Kathy came through.
Yeah.
So
What was that all about? What was?
there was a name just came through, Kathy. Jane, the lady that was there, said she could feel heaviness on the chest. We're taking it was the name Kathy that was causing that.
Wow! 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 So this is amazing. This is.
Well, I always said, you know, I have a lot of skeptics and a lot of people that didn't believe in. I always said, come along with us anytime.
You know something?
And-
I think you're answering it when you say right there. Well, come with me.
Come with me. If you don't
Yeah.
believe it, come with me.
I know you had our crew with you.
Yeah.
When you were there at the Kennedy House.
Yeah.
And like Norm, you know, Norm said he was ready to take off out the back door. You know, so.
Well, I showed you the clip on my phone tonight with what we caught out of there.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you explain that?
Well, yeah, how do you explain that? Yeah.
It's something that needs to be investigated further, and you know, so just like I said, there's things goes on, and that's why we do what we do is to try to prove this stuff. That you know what, is there life after death?
Really?
There is,
Yeah.
but it may not be in the form we're in right now.
Okay.
We'll be in an energy form, but we'll still know who each other are.
Yeah. Another caller just called in. Animal activity.
Yes, ghost cats, ghost dogs. Yes.
Ghost cats and ghost dogs.
Yeah.
Now this is cool.
Yeah.
Ghost. Okay.
After the show, I'll let you listen to it.
Yeah. No. That's no. After the show.
I have an EVP. We did an old hospital, and the paramedics, after they shut the hospital down, the paramedics stayed there with the ambulance, right? So they
Yeah.
could sleep there. So we went up and investigated this old hospital, and the paramedics said, keep an eye out for the cat. I said, well, I never brought no cat food. Well, you won't need no cat food with this cat. It's like, what? He said, it's a big, fat, orange tabby cat. He said, I seen it walking down the middle of the hall in the hospital, and then it faded away right in front of my eyes.
Whoa.
I said, oh, you're talking about a ghost cat? Yeah. So I'm kind of being a little character on a ghost hunt, too. So I'm being smart, and I got some sushi. So I'm walking down the middle of the hallway with a little plate with sushi on it, going, here, kitty, 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 kitty. And I had a recorder, digital recorder running onto it, letting it run at the same time. We got done, and when I reviewed the recorder,
Yep.
here you go, kitty, 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 on the recorder. Then
Yep.
you hear that, meow.
Oh, my Lord. We got Jack on the line. Hold it. Jack, you right there?
Yes.
Okay, you
Yeah.
got a question,
Hi,
Jack.
Jack.
Go ahead.
Okay, I love your show, John.
Thank you, Jack.
I wanted to ask Brad about animal being more sensitive, paranormal activity. That you kind of already answered that.
Good question.
I was just wondering whether he uses animals in his, in his search, his ghost busting, whatever.
I actually I got a border collie, and I actually taken his name's Patches, and I taken him. The only thing I find with him, when he comes, all animals are very sensitive to this stuff. Cats especially. I don't know why, but they are. But the border collie, he will sense things. The hair will stand up back of his neck. Sometimes, if it scares him bad enough, he'll pee right where he is.
Really?
So yeah, they can pick up on stuff. Even children till they reach the age of maturity,
Yeah.
are all sensitive. Every child. So if you see children saying, "I have an imaginary friend," or you see them in the room,
Okay, what's that all about? An imaginary friend? Is that
they're seeing them.
they really are seeing
They
something?
really are seeing them. But as we get older, we kind of tend to see not believe in this stuff, or it's not real, or this don't exist.
Right.
Right? But it does exist. I'm sorry, but it does. And when children see it, my little guy, he's 11. His name's Nathaniel, and he sees stuff all the time. I had him at the sheriff's house. We were upstairs there in one of the rooms, and he jumped, and he just about come right up in my arms. And I said, "What?" He said, "I just seen a little boy standing right beside me, Dad."
Whoa.
And so I turned around, and I had a little teddy bear. It's called Boo Bear. It's a $700 teddy bear with all electronics in it. It does everything I can do. And that thing,
What is it again?
It's called Boo Bear. It's a little teddy bear. It's about this high.
Yeah.
It's got sensors all in the ears, the feet, and the belly. It's got sensors in its paws. It measures every kind of temperature change, barometric change, static, anything at all. It will measure it. Even records. It will even ask questions.
This bear will.
This bear will. And it's called Boo Bear. I named it Gert, a friend of mine out of...
Gert?
Gert.
There
He's
you go.
a friend of mine from
that's a good
Holland.
name.
That's what he's named after.
Yeah.
So this bear lights all up after he's seen him.
No, okay. Now, Brad, okay.
I'll have to walk you on that.
Okay. You got a bear, you set the bear down.
Yeah.
He's all hooked up and all wired up.
He's all wired up.
Yeah.
He's sitting there all by himself. Nobody's around it. He's sitting on a little chest thing.
Where'd he come from? Where did you get him? You didn't get him at the Walmart.
No, I got him out of the United States. A company down there makes them, and it's about $700 for that bear.
Okay, so, and he can sense.
He can sense temperature changes.
How do you know he's doing this?
Because
don't tell me he's talking to you.
It's got a recorder, and it actually talks to you.
The bear talks to you.
The bear talks to you. So what it does is it will ask
I'm
questions.
sorry.
The bear will turn around, and you turn this bear
Are
on.
you with me on this?
The bear will say its alphabet. It will go A, B, C, and it will stop.
Oh, okay. And yeah.
And it's got a recorder in it. And
Yeah.
it's got an SD card in there. So I
Yeah.
take that SD card out and plug it in my laptop, and I can hear everything and see everything that bear has done. It will print me off a graph of all the whole night's changes within that bear. And I can tell whether the temperature dropped 10 degrees for 30 seconds or it went up 10 degrees for 30 seconds.
So that means a presence if the
If
temperature
it
drops?
yes. If it dropped any more than 5 degrees within seconds, yes.
Wow. Wow.
And this Boo Bear actually, it all lit up, and it went A, B, C, and it stopped. The recorder picked up a little voice of a boy saying D.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd have been out of there so quick.
And we didn't hear it, but the recorder picked it up.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So we seen that. I had a little boy. Children's spirits bother me because I don't like these children hang around. Why are they here? It shouldn't be here, children's spirits. They should be moved on.
The children
Spirits, ghosts,
that are children?
that are children.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Right? Why
Yeah.
are they still around?
Oh,
They should be moved
answer
on,
that.
right?
Why are they still around?
I don't know. That's a question I have not had an answer to, whether they're scared to pass on or they're just lost or whatever. I had one in a home I did, and I had all the equipment. He was touching all the K2 meters. He was touching REM pods. He was
The spirit
touching,
was?
Yes, the little boy spirit. He was making everything go. And I had a recorder sitting on the floor beside me. And I said, "You're doing such a good job." On the recorder, I picked up the little boy's voice. "I do a good job."
Really?
Yeah. And I get that on my phone. I'll play that for you too.
No, you don't.
But yeah, it's like I said, for ones that don't believe, come with me. I'll change your mind real quick.
Yeah, okay. What circumstance has ever really scared the living daylights out of you? Is there anything that scares you?
Never been scared. I've been thrown in my butt once.
Well, that'd be enough for me right there.
The thing picked me up and threw me right across the ping pong table
Come
on my back.
on.
No.
You didn't see it?
Didn't see it coming. It pushed 3 mediums and 2 other people that were on the tour that night. That was an old sanatorium in Manitoba. I had 120 people in that room that night and seen it all happen. And when it went by, the medium was picked up and it said, "It's coming at you." And I said, "What?" It was too late. And it felt like something hit me right here in the chest and just rolled me this way. And up I went off my feet, right down on my back, across the ping pong table.
I'd
right
have
to the
quit
floor.
my job then.
I got out of there. My mediums told me I had to get out of there.
You
because
think?
it was not safe for me to be there. This
Right.
thing was after me. It took a set of
Lord,
it took a
love
set of
and
ros-
diet.
it took a set of rosary beads from a lady that was in the tour, one of
Right.
the 120 ladies. It took the rosary beads and lifted it right off her neck and just yanked them and shattered them right in pieces. She left.
But you're going to leave here after the show, and you're going to go back into
I'll
that
go home
again.
and I'll sleep great at tonight.
No, you're still. Remember, you said you were going to check.
Yeah, I'm going to check in on that one box and see
Yeah.
how they're making out, because it is 3 children there, and see how that's making out. It's one of the old Connors houses.
What do you get out of this? The satisfaction? What?
I get the satisfaction of helping people. I
It
know
can't
what-
be the
I know,
thrill.
I know what I went through as a kid. I know what I
Did you go
seen.
through this?
Yes, I know what I seen. I know what I did. I know what happened.
Can you tell me what you saw?
I just about seen the devil himself stand in my closet.
See, that's what I mean about this stuff. It's scary stuff. When you look
I would
into
never
this,
go in my attic. The attic at the house, I would never go into it. The only way I go up there, as long as somebody's with me. But when I was up there, I felt like being watched. Like, come a little further, I'll get you.
You come.
But I turned around and would never go. And in that room, my sister, she would have to lay with me until I fell asleep. And when I fell asleep, but still it wasn't a restful sleep. But yeah.
Holy cow. Holy cow.
So the answer
So
to
you're
that
gonna-
always bugged me is, what was that? And that's why I got into it. And now I got more educated and more everything else, and got working with a lot of professionals like, Patty Negri, Michelle DeRoche, Jack Kenna. Got involved with World Ghost Hunt Day with Maria out of the United States, and got with other people, and and working with this stuff and studying it and learning and educating yourself. Yeah, it's given me a lot of answers.
Good for
to
you.
what was going on.
You know, we kind of have to have you guys for this. Somebody to turn to.
Well, you know what? Some people, there's stuff going on in their house for years, and they just kind of push it off and not believe it. But
You're not going to tell us all good night and sleep well tonight after this, are you?
oh yes, have a great night.
Have a great, yeah. I'm going to get Doug to walk me to the car. I'm not going to the car by myself. Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
We'll go up the Algonquin and catch a ghost.
that's it for tonight. I want to thank everybody so much. I want to thank Brad Monks for coming. And are you going to go out Halloween?
Oh yeah, I'll have some candy for the trick-or-treaters. And if everybody wants to, just for a quick note, if you ever want to get a hold of us, we're under Canadian Paranormal Expeditions. We're on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you're out in the Western provinces, if you happen to be watching this, which you will, because I shared it, you can get a hold of Sam Paranormal out there, and they'll be glad to help you out there as well.
Brad, it's been so good to have you here, but I hope I never have to call you.
Well, you never know.
Okay, I'm going to be back next week with John Higgins Live. We'll have another guest, and we'll do this all over again. Thank you. See ya. Bye now.